Hey guys, so for this video we're going to be doing how to create a review activity. So sometimes all you want is to give your students maybe just very short, or it could be a longer activity where they don't necessarily get any point value for answering questions correctly, but they're reviewing the material that you are showing them in class, and they get automatic feedback on whether the response was correct or incorrect. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in to my Google Drive, and I'm going to create a Google slide. And I already have my activity picked out, but if you don't, then it's a good time to find whatever it is, whether it's something already pre-made that you want to copy and paste, or just something you're kind of making up as you go. Just make sure you're kind of prepared for that before you start. I picked out some task cards that are not digital. They're unit rate and unit price task cards, and this is perfect for the unit that we're actually about to start in our 7th grade classes. And it was from the 3 a.m. teacher. And so I'm really going to just be snipping these task cards, and I'm going to be using them to create my activity. So over here, I'm going to title it Unit Rate and Unit Price Task Card Demo. I am most likely not going to show you how to do the activity from beginning to end. I'll probably only do a few slides so that you can get the idea. So let's start with our first page. So I don't really have any backgrounds picked out, but I like to choose something cute. So maybe cute backgrounds, just so that it's not boring. Let me go ahead and just go with this one. And I'm going to make that my background, and it'll be my background for every single slide. So I'm going to start off by titling it. I'm going to center it. Unit rate and unit price review. And then I'm going to put the directions below, but I also like to put the directions in each slide. So click on the correct answer to move on to the next question. Make sure to show your work on a separate piece of paper. And then I'll do this and center it. And that is basically what my first page is going to look like. I also need to add ways for the students to click on to the next page. So I am going to go ahead and move this over here, and I will probably leave it white just so that it stands out. And I'm going to put start, center it, and make it a little bit bigger. And so I'm not going to link it until I create my next page. Then I'm going to go ahead, my next page. I don't need this, but I'm probably going to make it so that this background is added to the theme. So that way every page is going to be the same background and I don't have to go and change each background as we go. So here I go ahead and do my first page. So I have over here my task cards. I'm going to go ahead and come down and use my snipping tool because it's going to be the quickest way to do it. And I'm going to snip it, copy, and then bring over here. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. Then it depends on what you want. I usually go with either 3 or 4 answer choices. And I'm going to go ahead and just color them from the get-go and arrange the text how I want it to look. That way when I copy this button, they will all have the same features. So I'm going to stick with 3. I'm not going to put anything in here yet. I'm not even going to answer the question. I'm just going to go ahead and create a few of my slides, and then we'll come back and do the links at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and add a blank. I'm going to add 2 blanks. One is going to be my sorry, wrong answer, and one is going to be great job. So I'm going to go ahead and use this X as my wrong answer. I'm going to make it red. And I'm going to center it. Use my, in the middle. It's going to say try again. Need that a little bit bigger. And we're going to put an arrow up here that tells them to go back. And I actually want that to be my 3rd slide, not my 4th slide. And we're going to put it in red also. Go back. And there we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my great job. So I'm going to go ahead and create my arrow for next. Nope, I think the lime green stands out. Next. And center. And then I'm going to put my check in the middle. Let's see if there are any shapes that I can use for that. If not, we will look for a check mark. Nope, none that we can use. So I'm going to go to Insert, Image, Search Web.
Dr. Bellamy, you are nearly.
And we're going to put check mark. And it's in green, so it's perfect. I'm going to insert it. Too big. And then underneath, to let them know that they did a great job, we're going to write it in there for them. Great job. Make it bigger. Okay. So this is what I like to do next, just because it saves time. So let's say I don't put that in there, but I know I'm going to have 3 answers. I'm going to go ahead and copy all 3 of these, and I'm going to paste them. Copy and then paste. So I'm going to have 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions, and I'm going to do that as many times as I have questions. That way you don't have to go back and create each of these slides over and over again. That just saves a little bit of time. So I'm going to come down to my last one. I'm only going to do 3 for the purposes of this video. And I'm going to put this a little bit lower. I am going to get rid of that. And I'm going to add a new text box up top that tells them that they are all done. So all done. Now, some people like to add, instead of the button on the bottom that says next, they will add a home button that takes the student back to the beginning. You can do that. Let's put a home. I'm going to insert this home into my corner, and it will just take them back to the beginning once we link everything. So let's go in and add our questions. So now I'm going to go ahead over here. I'm glad I didn't get rid of it. I'm going to copy it again and paste it in here. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my next question, number 2. I'm going to copy and then I'm going to go over to my second question and I'm going to paste. And then I'm going to get my third question. Same thing. So this part is super simple. Once you have everything set up, sorry about that. I just needed that little black bar to disappear. And I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to come to my last one and I'm going to paste. I like to make these where I have at least a good 10 to 15 questions, because I feel like 3 is definitely not enough. So I have my 3 questions, and then I'm going to go ahead and go up to the first one and write my answers. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put my answer for plants. Maybe I put 3 plants. Maybe I put 12 plants. I'm going to go ahead to the next one and do the same thing. You don't want to put the answer in the same one each time so that they don't understand the pattern. Let's put 12. Oh, not 12, sorry. 6 books. And then for the last one, I read 200 pages in 4 days. How many pages did I read each day? I read 50 pages. I read 25 pages. I read 4 pages. Okay, so we have all of our answers in. So we're going to go ahead in and link everything. I'm going to start with the very first link. So my start page is going to take me to slide number 2. So what I like to do is I like to copy the URL, but for the first slide, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. I'm going to insert link and then slides in this presentation, next slide, apply. So it will automatically take the student to the next slide. Then for this question, so our correct answer is 4 plants. So that one would take us to slide 4, and then the other 2 would take us to slide 3. Now what I like to do, just because sometimes you add slides or take slides away, you might want to put in some more. I'm going to copy the link up top, copy, and I'm going to come back here. So I want 12 plants to take me to it being wrong. So I'm going to apply that one. Same thing here. Apply. And then for 4, I want it to take me to this slide. So I'm going to go ahead and copy my link, go back and link this one, insert link, paste, and that works. Next thing I want to do is this one, go back. So we want that to take us to the previous slide. So I'm going to click on it, insert, link again, and I want it to take me to the previous, apply. And then my great job, we want it to take us to the very next slide. So we link it again to our next slide, apply. So I'm going to go ahead and take a minute to finish linking the rest of my slides so that I can show you what we do with our end product. Okay, so I've linked everything but this last button. So for my home button, I'm going to go to my very first slide. I'm going to copy the link, come back down, click on my home button, right click it. Okay, I'm going to insert link, paste, and apply. So now everything has been linked. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, what's the point when all the students can see all the slides and they'll be able to just click through them? That's not going to be a problem. Go ahead and click on every slide after the first one, and you're going to shift. You're going to click on the second slide, shift, and then click on your last slide, still holding shift. And then you're going to go to slide, and you're going to put skip slides. And all that's going to do is it's going to make it so that when the student is clicking through, they can't just click to the next slide. It won't automatically click unless they press the buttons. We want to go to File, Publish to Web, and we're going to embed. You can either embed or you can link. Link is fine. And I would put every minute, but that doesn't really apply because you skipped the slide, so it won't do anything, but just as a precaution, and publish. Okay, so that's the link that you're going to copy. So now if I go to my Canvas page and I go to assignments and I want to do plus assignment, unit, rate, review, and I'm going to put that link in there and save. No submission, sorry, save. The link is going to pop up. So now when students click on the link, it will come up like this for them. And they will be able to click start and work through them without seeing all the slides on the side. Now, another way to do it, if you wanted to, you can embed it. So instead of using this link, you would go back and grab the embed link, copy. You come here and you're going to go to this little button here on the right hand side that says switch to raw HTML editor and erase anything that's on there and paste. Then when you switch out, it will look like this. Some people like to make sure that this part down here does not show up. In order to do that, you can come right back to your HTML editor, and behind this 1,000 number, so on some people it'll say 3,000, maybe 6,000, you're going to put your mouse right behind it, and you're going to type in this right here. So this is very useful tool. And I'm going to type it down here just so you can see it. It's ANP semicolon RM equals minimal. So I would keep that hidden somewhere. You're going to type that in there. And then when you save, it is no longer going to have that bar on the button, and the students will just be able to click through your review activity. So again, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment or let me know.